is such a bad habit of mine to just make like 2 videos within like one day and then not do anything for like a week. But I'm gonna be doing my No Evolution playthrough again. So pretty much same thing, same start. Not gonna care about that at all. I think this may have crashed me once before. I'm gonna try it. Actually, no, we don't need that on this, so we can just do medium. Sorry to disappoint. Alright, but yeah, the whole goal of this is you're not evolving. Although I did this before challenges were things, so I'm not going to include challenges because we may actually have to change challenges if glaciation ends up happening before we're ready for it. Yeah, a good chunk of this is going to be just trying not to be consumed by bigger cells. Though, I did have a very, you could say, appropriate name when I did this last, but given I am posting this as a video, I don't want to risk it getting not really demonetized. I don't think I'm at the point for monetization yet. But I don't want it to get like taken down at least, if that makes sense. So we're gonna just try and have something else besides what I did the first time. Yeah, but really this comes down to consistently just trying to grab extra ammonia and phosphate to speed up the rate that the bars fill up. And I remember when I was doing before, I even tried to fill up my bars in the compound area, which I think I can still pull off to a degree. But now I'm just slow. I need to get where is some glucose before I die. Okay, I need to hop in here before I die. Alright. So we're not even going to care about moving at all in the patches. We're going to do nothing here either. What we're going to do though is going to do this. I'm not going to mess with this unless I have to, because I don't know if I actually need to do anything there. So we're going to just be leaving that membrane. I don't think I changed the color, but when I did it before, I'm going to just leave it as is, though. No changing either, of course. Even if, well, that could be an interesting thing to do, is change your membrane early on and then just see how that affects the rest of the game for all other things that are created. And it's going to be us in this little hex of cytoplasm. Alright. It's also where we got to start being a bit more on our toes. And there'll be a lot of bigger things that will want to consume us if they have the chance. But what I do think is a fun thing about this whole challenge is you can see sort of what AutoEvo does when you're not really a major competitor in the game. But I guess one thing that is different from when I did this first time is it might be easier to get away from some of the smaller predators because we actually have the sprint option now, which was not a thing the first time. And I will be honest, I was consumed a lot the first time I tried this. I do not like how fast they're coming at me. There's some glucose down there. Just sit in here for a bit. My God, I think that one's still following me. Sprint away. It looks like we're out in the middle of nowhere. One of the fun things with life about like moving into a whole new ungenerated area in this game is it looks so different compared to like what you get used to when you've been in an area for a while. I'm gonna grab some more of the glucose there. And some ammonia as well, why not? There's a bit of an additional head start. And that would make sense. I just didn't know if anything ends up doing the any kind of evolving back to just a single cytoplasm again during this. That would be an interesting one to be on the lookout for, now that I think about it. Actually, let's just see what we got evolutionary tree wise. So that's what we have so far. But yeah, we're just not gonna change. And of course, if we get to 20 generations, then that is considered a victory. And I was not paying attention. And that is why I gotta be very careful when you do this. I just hope the other things, God. I'm just hoping that the other cells become a bit more easier to differentiate than they are now compared to my little guys. So I can tell them apart a lot easier. It'll be far easier for me to know what to avoid and what to be friendly around. Some glucose soon. Here. Got some there. I can scoop a little bit up. I should be clear, I haven't actually tested this since I last tried, so this may not actually be viable at all. I somehow managed to get through there. I'm probably going to die immediately upon, yeah, oh, we actually, there's now 2 single hexes of cytoplasm. How amusing. Bolt away. say I think the sprint ability is going to be very beneficial to keeping us keeping us alive in this one. It'll help us get away from predators much faster. But also get to resources that we see a lot easier. So I'm going to continue to drop. And there's yet another one. There's a bunch of sulfur. Oh, that one's actually in the same area, so that's kind of cool. Maybe we'll bump into it. It looks like it's a little bit blue. Also, let's just see this. Next one, exchange. That. I'm assuming nothing's gotten up to the surface yet. No. And I saw that coming, actually. And we was right on top of us when we exited prior, so, well, when we entered, so. Oh, hey, there's the blue one. Yeah, as I was saying, yeah, that cell was right on top of us when we entered the editor, so that was bound to happen. Sometimes there's just nothing you can do about that. Some of these deaths you just have to accept in this game, especially in this challenge. I think the main advantage that we get in this is that we are small, so we can move a little bit quicker than other species that we can encounter. Not try to eat me there, because it probably would have been able to, and it would have been bad. Okay, I guess that's extinct from the patch there, maybe from the world. Unless it only tells about patches that we're aware of. Is a possibility, I guess. Alright. God damn it. Consumed again. This is going to be a very recurring thing to have happen. Those are still alive. I'm curious now. I never did this before. And also this could help us survive in the long run as well. Let's just start trying to hop around, which doesn't mean we'll have to change tolerances, but this could actually be a fun way to do this. We just start hopping around all different spots. So let's just look at this again. That one's still going well, looks like. Got that one, which is doing decently well. I love some of the vibrant colors that the game will, at least Auto-Evo will use for the cells sometimes. Don't see any indicative of photosynthesis yet. And just sprint away there. Glucose, some of that, some of that. Generally, I guess we just want to just stay on the move, try not to let too many cells spawn here. And also, I guess the other thing for this to work is you can't have very low cell spawning. That makes it too easy. Gotta make it a challenge. You gotta have quite a number of cells being able to spawn in to hunt you down and make things difficult. With these current colors the cells have, it's hard to hard to see things when they're not in compound clouds. We're about to get another editor cycle in a moment. Alright. Overall, what did we drop? But we're gonna just start jumping around even more. Because there's one thing there, actually. Guess what's in here? Oh, a lot of things are in there. Also, where was that? That has first in this escape release for some reason in a cave. And we're gonna have to change challenges again. Alright. I also boost that up because we're gonna be getting near the surface. We may as well make sure we're ready for that. Alright. Also, yeah, I'm not going to count challenge changes at all. Those are kind of necessary after a while, especially if we're near the surface. Well, also given we are moving around, it kind of becomes necessary to do. As long as we say it's a single cytoplasm X, that's all I consider. And we could, even at any time, just reverse the changes if we wanted to. And I could not see that. Great. That'll make things a little bit difficult. I really need these cells to use colors that I can see. It's a real pain when I can't. mess with my controls. Well, it's maybe the first time I don't make it. I don't know, maybe we just stick to one area. I want to move around a bit. I think that'd be a lot more fun. Oh my god, those cells just spawn out of nowhere. I would say it's also necessary for the glucose. So we're not going to be getting glucose at these lower levels as much. And I have to get really lucky and find some glucose. And we gotta enter the editor cycle before we can die. There's some of us here already. Got that from the amount of deaths I've had. And it's like all the glucose I'm gonna have for some time. I need to get moving. Update. We'll get to new areas, see if we can generate glucose cloud. That's about the only thing we can rely on when it comes to glucose. So I'm going to move patches. I want to make sure I have energy before I do it. I'm using like no glucose at all. Pain. Man, I'm having to risk it. There's a little glucose here. Not a whole lot. Oh, there's some. That is good. Alright, I don't have to worry about that for a little while now. When it's done, I'm fine moving on to a new patch. Advantage increase. It's gonna be hard to see. So some things might be hard to see. The really big things are easier to see. Most of the time we just have to hope and pray. And not even stay near compound clouds. I mean, I can't even see myself. However, as long as we can get through here, we can move to a higher patch where I will hopefully would actually see my cell and any other cells. Oh, damn it. Tried. Things get risky. Oh my god, that almost ended horribly. I really do not want to start in a different area. If I can start to become a pioneer of a new environment, that can be very beneficial in the long run for this little species. Okay, there we go. Okay, well, everything suffered here, it looks like. And also, there's a meteorite impact, but I don't think we can see it at all. Increase that a bit more. Okay, and oxygen starting to increase, so we're increasing that. Which means somewhere in here, something has developed photosynthesis. Okay, another thing. I'm gonna check this because it could have already gone extinct. Well, actually, we know something has already gone photosynthesis. We just don't know if it's been in patches where it's useful for it. But it could have also gone extinct by now. It's that species that was in the cave that I got confused by. I will say there's one issue sometimes with the auto evo because it can just grab what it wants. Okay, so yeah, this might be affecting oxygen a bit. Oh, that was a more recent one. Oh, but we just got that. But that one went extinct. I think that's what I saw in the cave. There's also that one. Okay, so there's a few things with dinocoids at this point. cell, so at least I got through that really harsh area where I couldn't tell if anything was trying to murder me or not. Nope. I am not gonna play with you, mister. So I just want to check this. There's stuff there. That also leads to something over here which you don't know about, and something right there which you don't know anything about. Now, if I was doing fog work, I would probably know what I was dealing with over there by now, if there was anything. At the same time, the higher patches will probably already be utilizing photosynthesis, so they may not be as willing to consume me, making it easier for me to go about doing what I want to do, which is living as a single cytoplasm hex. Okay, there's like another just massive hit, it looks like. Okay, corruption down there. Take that. Migration manager. Guess there's nothing down there now of us. I let that go up, grow some more. We're here now. Pressure has to drop. Alright. As long as I avoid anything that can eat me, use my sprints wisely, and keep my glucose level high, I will be fine for the most part. I'm trying to keep my eye out for anything that might try to hurt my little guy. Alright. There's big things, but they have... That's not what I wanted to click. That is what I wanted to click. There's a lot more things in there, though. Picture manager. Yeah, let's try to have it so we got a bunch of us all over. Because the more areas we have, if I go extinct in one area, then I can just rely on driving in elsewhere. Alright, off we go. And once again, I'm going to have to be very careful, but I think there's only a few other things here. One down there, so grouping of them there. Oh, and they just died. So here's the other thing, we can rely on the ice chunks to hopefully deal damage to some of these things, I think, because I think that's how they work. Also now with the light, we can see a bit better. Which can help us stay away from our foes that want to consume us. I need to find some glucose since I am low. Or just hope to get into the editor and then get the glucose on the out of it. On the other side of it. That is no species, so that will probably be a good one to jump to next. Migration there. Don't need to do anything here. After this, it looks like we're going to open ocean. No ice or anything. And hopefully, no species to compete with. So once again, with the same situation as we did when we just started this world. Being the only thing in an area. Nothing there. Get some glucose while I'm at it. Light's going down, so it'll be hard to see things that might want to kill me. As long as I stay focused, I'll hopefully be fine. That guy right there. I'm looking for some glucose, unless we get the editor. Okay, editor's hit first, alright. Oh, something has evolved a nucleus, right? Well, that's 15,000 million years. Yeah, well, that little hex has died out, it looks like. that one's good. That looks like there's some that's still going well. Still nothing. That is great. Manager. There's a thing right in back there. I just don't need to change anything. Look at this. No, there's a lot of things that kind of just popped off of me. Just like at the beginning of the game. Even coming off pretty consistently, actually. It's good to see. But also, though, the downside is that these things might try to eat me. Some other guys joining us in now. Single cell. A little hex of fun, I guess. Well, this whole group that was down there is just gone. I shouldn't even have to worry about looking at anything. But I've already seen something else. Okay, yeah, this... I did move, right? Yeah, okay, yeah. So there is another thing here already. Annoying. Well, let's see what else we have. There's that. There's that one. Okay. We may not be able to be pioneers at this point, sadly. Just given how things are, but we'll still do the best we can with what we've got. But by going into these newer patches, we will at least have some easier access to the glucose that we desperately need to stay alive. Because, I will say, before the ammonium phosphate update, glucose wasn't much of a concern with this. It was just getting the ammonium phosphate you needed and trying not to get consumed by anything in the process. Which, of course, the getting consumed part is still a part of this. You don't want that to happen, obviously. The glucose is now a bit more of a concern, given we can, well, given it takes a bit longer to actually get the phosphate and ammonia necessary to do a evolution. Even though we're not doing any evolutions. Besides town stuff. Alright, I can evolve. Swap. What is that? That is a sulfur meteor. No one's else getting a sulfur meteor. Kind of where I want to eventually get myself to. Because I like to go into tide pools a lot when I play this game. And we're in a nice shelf again. That was close. Yeah, we're going to take a little cell, so we at least can recover the health. It's a lot harder to get out of being consumed by another cell, especially with just being a single hex. You have like no method of doing that. At least if you're when you have toxin, you can do some poison damage when you get consumed, and I think spikes might do some damage at times. Try another cell. Okay, now I gotta focus. What's in front of me? I'm just like I'm leaning in towards my computer to see what is on the screen better. We need some more ammonia. Right. Phosphate's almost done, I can see. There's a low population in there for us, actually. Oh, it's really just... Oh, that would be a fun patch to be in right now, but also kind of tough looking because almost no glucose. Apparently we have the best, we have the higher population than that one does. 57 there. 343 there. Better off than that one is. Interesting. 267, we're better off than that. 413, oh my lord, that patch is actually the best one, it looks like, for us. At least for the general population size. 202 there, so we're above that. 299, so we're above 3 things, actually. Interesting. So, another really good patch, clearly. We just came from here, so our population is low. Yeah, okay, so we didn't move in. We got no town changes needed. Let's see, just see what's in. Okay, glaciation shouldn't in one cycle. Got 4 more rounds to go and then we win. Alright. Bus, actually. I do believe if I see any of my own species die, it does affect my population, so if I can avoid literally having my own species die on screen, or I think near the screen, what I can see, it should help keep the population higher, I think. That sounds a little weird, but I think that's kind of how it works. Oh, god damn it. Oh, I had bumped into my own buddy. there's some glucose. Alright. Filled up on glucose now, that is good. There's a lot of things I do not. God damn it. It's not good for my validation in this area. I need to not get consumed. Good timing on that glucose. Yeah, we definitely went down a bit, sadly. Association. There's one thing here. Looks kind of long, so it should be easy to spot that. Move that all the way up. Alright. Yeah, so that's the only thing we gotta work on. Hopefully its length will make it difficult for it to get to us. We just gotta make sure we don't bump into it. Yes, as I thought, ice cool. The ice does. No. Does do damage. There's also some other smaller thing. Ow. A really small thing of ice. Glucose to fill us up a bit. So we're into this glucose. guess without changing the talents, is it all we have to be stuck at our just only at the lower things? Or we could try doing it, but we have a major problem with ATP and health and whatnot. I think this is generally fine for the challenge itself, but yeah, we should hopefully be done with it soon. As long as we don't get eaten by anything else, I guess is the best way to put it. Oh god. That almost... I was almost eaten. Some more meat at least. I need more ammonia. I'm almost completely cut on the phosphate. These have a big population of my guys, so I can use it to do a big invasion of sorts into another area. Not there anymore. I think it's over here the best amount. This one. Yeah, this one. Like that. Alright. Okay, so that was generation. Alright. We have survived. We are a perfect species that only just had to, it never changed morphology, just had to change its tolerances for what it could handle. Alright. Well, thanks for watching this as well, and I hope you have a good day.